and welcome again to Time Out with Charlie and Andy. I'm Charlie Adauta and I'm here with my wonderful husband.
My name is Andy Danauta. You're welcome to today's episode.
Yeah, you're welcome again. We talked about money last week, and I hope that you have listened to it, you've subscribed, and you're following, because it's really going to help you in your relationship and marriage.
Yeah.
Today we'll be talking more on money. We'll just be giving more depth to what we had said last week.
Yeah.
First, today we'll be doing the same thing. I'll talk for the women, he will talk for the men, or the guys, and the ladies will be doing the same as we have been doing. Okay, for the ladies, the question is, what is your financial state, or what should be your financial state before marriage? I want you to first of all take a pause to think, because for some, they would say, I don't need to have any financial status or anything to get married, because most times ladies are known to just get married when they feel that marriage will make them rich. Some just believe that if I don't have a job or I didn't go to school, if I get married, I'll be able to get money. How? The man becomes the bank. We mentioned some of these things last week. If you haven't, I ask that you go and listen to it again. Okay, so what should be your financial state as a lady? First, you ought to get a job. The fact that you're getting married does not mean that you're exempted or that you're going to have a man as the head of the house. It doesn't exempt you from contributing to the house. It doesn't even exempt you from contributing to the wedding. Everybody just believes that the man foots the bills, he pays the dowry, he takes care of the traditional for the Nigerian to Africans traditional wedding. Then comes the white wedding. Sometimes we have engagements and everything. It's all piled up on the man. What if you can take a little, ease the man of a little of some of these expenses? Aside from that, if you don't have a job, well, don't be discouraged. Do you know how to manage? That's the question I'd love to ask you again. Do you know how to manage? If you are still seeking for a job and you don't have, and you are saying right now, well, Charlie and Andy, I don't have a job and I have been applying, I've been trying to get a job, I still don't have. But I ask you, how good are you when it comes to managing money?
Managing money.
Yes, how good are you? That defines also your financial state, your financial intelligence. If you are going to be with a man, will he be able to entrust you with his finance? Will he be able to trust you? To trust that you would be able to manage the finances for the success of the family, for the success of the home, for him, for you, and everyone else. Well, we'll find out from the men, from Andy. So, Andy, what do you think?
Thank you very much, Charlie, for that.
Yeah.
You're welcome once again.
Welcome.
There was this thing we read online a few days ago about a man that just gave his wife 3.5 million naira for her to keep, and it was from his savings.
Okay.
I'm sure you remember what I'm talking about.
Yes.
He came back 3 weeks later and found just 100k. He was asking for money, and she said it was 100k that's left. And what happened? She squandered it. She went, ate good food, went for shopping and all of those things like that. You see, the question is, will this man now swear for this woman, or what's going to happen? Now, we're saying, guys, that money is very important. The first thing I want to say for the guys, Charlie, is this, that you've got to honor money. You've got to respect the place of money in relationships.
True.
Let me talk to to church folks a little bit. I know all of us that are full of faith and life and none of these things, we feel that it's not important. In fact, if the lady is talking about money, she's too materialistic and all of those things like that. Let me tell you, no matter how good their tongue is, they still need money.
Yes.
One good thing about prayer is after you are done praying, you still need to eat, you still need to clothe, you still need to buy one of things, two things like that. So for the men, it is very important. Last week we said something very vital. Maybe we'll brush up with that first. That money is not the consideration when it comes to marriage for the men. That money is a consideration. We are not trying to downplay the place of money. We're trying to bring a balance to it, because most people feel that just because they have jobs that they are ready for marriage. The African culture, they say you're not working, you're done with school, you're not working, go and settle down. We've brought that correction already. Marriage is not settling down. Marriage triggers a certain journey, which money is a factor in that journey. If you get other factors right and get the money aspect wrong, it's going to turn on everything. It's like cooking a very good jollof rice, you just forgot to put maggi, or you forgot to put salt. You bought fish, you bought everything, and then you forgot to put this vital ingredient. So it's very important. First, you've got to learn how to respect the place of money, and then you've got to know these people of God. I'm saying this very prophetic now for somebody out there, that God will be moving some people from jobs to work. I said that last year in the conference transition with the church, media church TV. There is a work for everybody. There's a gift that you have as a man that you can convert this, convert it to wealth. There is a gift like that. In fact, we advise women, make sure the man has found purpose. When I find single women that we counsel, I tell them, make sure that before you meet this man, you can start praying for him. Lord, let him discover his purpose. Let him start walking in it. Purpose has employed us for life. I love that statement. You cannot say that you don't have a job. What is that work? What is that purpose that God has called you into? It can be your work. That thing can be converted into money. But you will never convert it to money until you begin to respect the place of money. A lot of people don't respect it. They feel that God will provide our daily bread. We have this whole African mindset and all of those things that, okay, God will just provide if we are nice people. I've said it in church economy, Charlie. Wealth is not the reward of niceness. Wealth is not the reward of good behavior. You can be good couples, you can love each other, but you don't have food. You'll be eating food without salt every day. And let me add this before Charlie comes in. Please, man, I'm saying this, maybe I mentioned it earlier. No matter how she speaks in tongues, maybe Charlie, I should turn away as I say this. No matter how she speaks in tongues, no matter how she loves the Lord, money is very good. Money has a way of spicing up the loves. Money is very important. Let me give you guys an instance. There was a time we were invited to Abuja for administration, and we were lodged at a very, very touched and a very beautiful hotel. She's smiling. I know she remembers that. I will never forget the first thing she said when we entered. But as of that time, that was the best hotel she and I had ever lodged in, and all of that. And she entered the bedroom. She came out, the bed, everything, the interior deco of the hotel. My wife said, money is good.
It was so
we came to minister, but she could pause and actually acknowledge that money is very good. And she turned and looked at me. She said, baby, we need to go out more often. We need to come to such places like that.
Clean places.
She loves the Lord. She's tongue speaking. She's anointed. She's a minister also. But money has a way of, beautifully. So for men, you've got to respect the place of money. The next, you've got to engage in the work that God has given you. Build. All right? Build. Yes, Charlie.
Okay. We'll be talking more from both sides, both for the singles and for the married. So right now, we've been able to address a little about the singles. While you are in a relationship, we'll go to talking about the happenings in marriage when it comes to money. And we also have a question that we would ask and still answer. Okay, before we go into talking about for those in marriage, I love to say, as a lady, we can tell from now, or you can tell from now, if you are able to manage properly. What do you do with the little money you get, whether pocket money? Do you have a boyfriend? Of course, if you're in a relationship, do you have someone you are dating? And this person has been footing certain bills, he has been giving money. What have you been doing with this money? Does it always end up in just buying bags, just like he mentioned earlier, bags, shoes, and making your hair? Have you ever thought... you see, every man, he's already talking for the men. They will flee. So don't try it. So what have you done with the little money? Have you ever thought of starting a business? If not a business, do you have something you know how to do with your hands or with your intellect? Something that you are good at. Have you thought about it? Have you even sat down to discuss with this man? If he can give you so much money to go out, hang out with friends, I think he should be able to have money to give you to start a business that will benefit both of you. After you get married. So please, ladies, begin to think of investing. It is not a rule or an ultimate rule that the man must alone foot the bills of the wedding. The woman can support. I know I've heard many stories of women who took a particular bill out to ease the man of
very true
all the expenses. Yes, and it turned out very well. It was not like she was trying to show off or she was feeling for the man or pitying. The man could actually handle it, but she just wanted to do this. It tells from now, check. What do you do with the little money? Are you ashamed of starting a job? It's okay, go and start selling. I know of a lady in the University of Jos. Before she graduated, she would sell, they call it moi moi. She does it so nice. It has its container and a spoon. Once in the class or after lectures, she sells it out, and she was able to make money. She was in a relationship. She was able to manage well, and she didn't make this guy run mad.
Yeah.
Yes. So ladies, please let us take note. Okay, we'll go right to the part of the married people.
Yeah.
Okay, for the married couples, I want you to start first so you could address the one for the men, then I'll talk about the part of the women, okay?
Now, one of the things we want to address today, it's very, very, very key. Please, if you're single or you're young, we can correct this. Most people come from families that the woman is a breadwinner. Most people, maybe you're hearing this, you're watching this video. Most people come from families that the woman, she paid almost everything. And it wasn't so from the beginning. It wasn't so from the beginning. And this is what I'm seeing again in this generation, that if care is not taken, we are bound to repeat the mistake of the fathers. And this is where it went all south for the men. You see that every business, no matter how good it is, people are going to have downside. Like you see the current events of this world, slashing businesses, people are trying to cut down on jobs. Every business. So also men, they have careers or they are doing a job or whatever it is, they'll have downside. People of old, or the fathers we came to see, that a lot of them actually started out good, footing the bills of the family, being the breadwinner of the family. Then a clash now happened, something now happened, and they gave up. They gave up totally, and the woman took over the position of the breadwinner of the family. And now I actually blame women for that. I say this, Sally, maybe you bring balance.
Okay.
You bring balance to this when you are, when you come to say your part. This is the problem, that when a man, when you take the place of a man, Charlie, and he is unable to talk. Men are people of ego, and they have this sense of my right and everything like that. And money is one of the things that makes men feel like that. Money is one of them. We're not talking about just kingdom men here. We're talking about generally men in general. You take away money from man, you take away like a source of power, a source of right, and everything like that. And so when these men went broke and these women began to foot the bills, our mothers and our fathers, Charlie, they didn't have the proper communication channel that we have right now. Couples of nowadays, they talk freely. I mean, they're able to settle more issues than back then. So men went to sleep. They gave up. Instead of these women, this is why I'm saying that they have a role to play in this, Charlie. Instead of the women to encourage the men, inspire that man. If he said he was doing a business and he failed, don't start dashing him money, please. Don't start that. I'm not saying, okay, if you come to the house, there's something he needs, basic things like food and water. Let that strength of food and water get him back on track. But don't become the almighty of his life. Let me tell you something, women. Even God doesn't treat you like that. You fall down, God permits certain things to happen in our life. There are things that we've gone through as couples that has taught us mega lessons, that it has made us better. If we had people giving us handouts every day, every now and then like that, we wouldn't be here.
Not at all.
You will not know what you carry on the inside if everything has been solved on the outside. God places you around problems so that you know that there is a solution. Humans are an embodiment of answers, but if you keep answering for them questions, they will never rise up to the occasion. So that's why, Charlie, I'm saying that this was the major mistake that our mothers made, and that made a lot of these fathers to go to sleep. They begin to give money. He comes back from wherever he went to, and there's food on the table. There's everything. I'm not saying they would have rebelled and all of that, but there's a way you can inspire that. I'm saying that women, please, singles or your young couples like us, don't make that mistake. Don't hide money from him. Don't lie to him. If you're a believer out there, you don't have to lie to that man that, well, I don't have money, so that he will go out and look for money. But we're saying inspire him. Some people fail once in life and they totally give up. Be the reason why your husband is getting back up. Be the reason why your boyfriend is getting back up. Or else he will give up on life, and he becomes a mommy's boy. He becomes a grandfather's boy. In fact, some say become ancestral boys. Ancestral boys, like, they begin to consult herbalists. That's ancestral. They begin to consult herbalists for money and all of that. He is gifted. Inspire him, support him, tell him how much you believe in him, and that man will get back on. Get back up. Because if you take his position as the breadwinner of the family, that family can never be balanced anymore.
Wow.
That family can never be balanced. You've distorted the place of the priest, and you were not designed as the woman to take the place of the priest. There will be a spiritual problem in that house. Yes, Charlie.
Wow. Thank you so much, Andy. I'm feeling it for the men. In case you're not feeling, I'm helping you feel it. Because that was really powerful. I hope that most of you that will listen to this will really get some points that you begin to work with. Okay, I will just add to what he has said concerning, because he made mention also some parts that the women play. Before we quickly throw out the question, the women, love is not a show of love is not pampering and rubbing of back.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
The fact that you love does not mean that you always have to give. We have 2 children, and sometimes the second one, Mike, will always want some very ridiculous, and sometimes he wants a hot spoon from the fire. But if I decide to give Mike the hot spoon, he gets burnt. I'll have to still rush him to the hospital. Love is not pampering. Sometimes when you refuse to give, it is also love. That is why our God chastises us.
Yes.
He rebukes us. That is out of love, that he won't let us go into the fire. So he has to rebuke us to take us away from the fire. So you should know what love is. Do not think that pampering is love. And do not try to take the position of a man. No matter how you are the breadwinner or how you fend for the family, women, you must be very, very careful not to take the position of the man. He will fight you with whatever he has got, whether a spiritual man or not, whether a believer or an unbeliever. There's this thing that is always registered in them, the head of the family kind of thing. They have it, it's always registered, and whenever someone wants to contend, they always want to rise up to take back their place. So be careful. If you are the breadwinner, it's good support. But like he said, push your partner to be better. Yes, inspire your partner. Do not push your partner to go into shady businesses and everything.
That's
crime. Yes. Push your partner. Encourage your partner. Pray for your partner. Okay, we'll take the question. And you'll be answering. This is the question. Should a couple have a joint account, whether in a relationship or in marriage? So while you are dating, should we have a joint account? And while we are married, is it advisable, is it healthy to have a joint account? Okay, Andy?
Thank you very much for that question, Charlie. Now, this is very simple. For people dating, please, we ask you, please take caution, all right? Take caution. We have been counselors for years. Even before we met each other, we've been into counseling and all of that. We've seen relationships that went as far as, the palm wine Charlie has been brought, the cola nut has been served, and the relationship still collapsed. What if they had a joint account? Who owns the money? Should we go and sit down and start checking the list? Who gave more money into the account and all of that? We're saying, please take things easy. Sometimes we take decisions out of just sheer impulse. You just wake up, oh, I love you, let's do this and let's do that. We're saying, if the joint account, when you are in a relationship, if the joint account is for the preparation of the wedding and all of that, then fine. You are this generation. No, please, you have to open your eyes, both this one and then the spiritual eyes. You have to open your eyes very well. Let us decide, honey, what if anything happens? Okay, are we keeping account or so like that? It's good. But if you are married, whether single or married, please, we're saying it should be a mutual decision, something that we are both agreeing. I've seen men that will just say, are you mad? Other people have joint account. In my workplace, all my friends with their wives have joint accounts. That's no reason for you to have a joint account with her. There's something that I grew up and I had, that your money as the man is you people's money.
Yes,
her money is her money. Men, listen to this again very well. Your money is everybody's money in the family.
My God.
Her money is her money. Men, if you understand it, you will respect every time she drops 100,000 or 10,000 on the table. If she brings that money, you have a way of valuing it, because you know that it was not even your money at first. It's her own contribution and all of that. It's because, Charlie, that the men actually feel that, well, I'm giving the woman self, and all of those things. That's why even when she contributes, her contribution is not recorded. Her contribution is not valued on the table. The man will say, well, I provide everything in the house. But no, you don't. This woman brings some things to the table too and all of that. So we're saying, guys, if you're single or married, make it mutual. Ask questions. Babe, do you want a joint account? Yeah, I think it's going to be great. Let's do it for savings, let's do it for investments, or let's do it for something else. It's going to be great like that. All right? Charlie?
Yeah. There should always be a reason anyway.
There should always be a reason. That's what we're saying. Now that's a wrap from today. I'm sure that you've had this episode. Please, you should listen to this episode again. Go and get the part 1 from last week about money.
Yeah.
And today, please, I want you, if you're a man, you're watching this, it's not too late. If you are in a relationship and then you're out there, this girl is just footing your bill, please, brother, wake up. You should be ashamed to get some certain things from a woman. I'm telling you the honest truth. Let your this time you are permitted to be a man of pride. Let nobody injure that. Wake up, work hard. If you are married and you've been relegated to the background, the woman is now the breadwinner of the family. It can still be corrected. Honor her contribution and wake up. If you begin to bring 10,000 monthly, 5,000 monthly, and say, babe, I realize that you have been paying the school fees of the children, you have been doing all of those things, and then I want to begin my contribution as a man. It's not too late. I end with the scripture, guys. Paul said that if you're not able to provide for your family, he said you are worse than an infidel. That should hurt your feeling as a believer. If you're not a believer out there, well, we're saying that it's still applicable in African culture.
Yes,
or wherever you're watching this from Europe, from America, and all of that. As a man, there should be some basic standards that you have. So it's a wrap from Charlie and I. Wake up, pay those bills. Money is very important. It's a vital factor in relationships. Respect the place of money. Money will answer to you. God bless you. We love you so much. Until we'll see you again next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.